speakers to go to the stage to field questions from the audience. And that's Dr. Chin Kok, Father Sanjay, and Dr. Derek. Questions from the audience?
I just wanted to ask a brief question to Dr. Dewi. In one of your slides, it says that about 73% of foreign tourists traveling to Indonesia are aware of responsible tourism, or at least are thought of by the travel agents, etc., as being aware or supported. But you also said that I think they also thought that 43% of local domestic tourists are not. And so, why do you think that Indonesians are not safeguarding their culture as at least what the travel agents think, compared to foreigners who come to the country?
Yes. So it's the number is the perception. Yeah? So there's the exclusive and the response in this case. They perceive that foreign tourists actually appreciate culture and environment much better than the local tourists. It's perhaps that the local tourists, we take it for granted, and it's more of educational things that we have to enforce to the local tourists themselves. Because as like one small evidence that we have in Jogja, in my city, is that we have a very specific cultural area where tourists come to that place, both foreign tourists and domestic tourists. And because that place is, it's the Muslim is still, they still hold the principles very much. So we are not supposed to wear, the tank top, something like that. And foreign tourists, they obey that, they follow that. But the tourists from big cities, Jakarta and Bandung and other cities in Indonesia, they are themselves who wear those kind of things to the place. Yeah. Okay. Perhaps for this time, this should be the method of that. Thank you very much.
Questions? Identify yourself.
I'm Archie Gana from the John Locke School of Management here at Ateneo University. First question, sir. I'd just like to clarify if these enterprises, Tough Stuff and Husk Power Systems, these are non-student organizations, right? Yes. I asked that because here in the School of Management, as you may have seen from the other presentations earlier, we also have some sort of business incubator called the School of Management Business Accelerator Program. And one of the challenges faced by this entity is that we're having trouble finding or encouraging students to come up with more high technology-based businesses or ventures. I'm not
all these different sources of capital. What do they look for, and what qualifies a deal? Like what identifies to some of these ventures that I've talked about and certain millions of people. What is it? What kind of due diligence do they need in order to unleash that capital? So we're really trying to work on that issue now. And we have a venture capitalist with Red Ventures who's heading that initiative, the grant we're working on. So I think that's an area where I think it's one of the roadblocks we've got to work away on. There is a lot of capital there. But the problem with capital, venture capitalists, is these deals are way too small. They can't afford to mess around with the situations, if somebody needs $50,000, $100,000. We think the range is somewhere between $500,000 and $500,000. $500,000 that most of these ventures need to develop capacity for growth. Venture capitalists will never look at those. So, but there is a whole set of investors that we think can be tapped into. And that's I think the next stage of development.
Okay. Marilyn Blue.
Good morning. I am Pepe Rubio from Ateneo University. I'm addressing my question to Dr. Dewi. your tourism marketing model was very commendable, because I'm also in marketing. We are developing our tourism program also in our university. I just would like to ask a question on, aside from research that you have presented, okay, what particular intervention or levels of involvement that your university is engaged into, by which you can more or less contribute to the development of the communities? What are the levels of involvement of the communities in these particular locations where growing development of tourism is the most roaming around? And what are those particular activities that you focus into, by which your students will be ushered towards development of tourism in the area? Thank you.
Thank you. One area that we are doing now is from the bureaucracy side of level, but we've been doing the community empowerment for years. And then one of the things that I'm going to present again to be later on our service learning program is we are helping and assisting the local community, the local village who aspires to become the tourism village area. So that kind, the assistance that we provide to the village to develop themselves furthermore. Yeah, that's one of the very specific thing that I can share with you.
Okay, we have time for one more question. Now we have 2 hands. Yes, can I give the priority to the gentleman in pink shirt? Is that pink?
Anyway, this is a question for the Indian presenter, Father. So the gentleman is Indian, and I'm sure he'll give this up to me. Good morning, I'm Rusty Barnesa from Davao University. I would just like to address this question, which is more or less an inquiry, because nowadays we are very familiar with PPP, or public participation, especially if you think about one of the world millennium goals of the United Nations, and this is poverty alleviation. And I'm considering how much participation, or how much do you approach government in India, for example, so that your projects, or the things that you did in India, are really with government's participation?
As regards the public participation, whatever projects we are running in different places, the villages, first of all, we take the convenience of the people, the villagers, and we ask them and orient them how we have to participate in particular project, so that it is not our development, but it is their development. That kind of understanding we develop and we orient them. That's how it becomes more stronger than what they are having individual level. Even for the government schemes, when they approach, they are not able to get the government schemes. So private NGOs are giving them this kind of schemes and orientations, so that they are empowered by themselves and then able to reach out for the benefits what government is giving to them.
Okay, that ends our forum. We'd like to thank the speakers.